Hi and welcome to another 3-string cigar box guitar lesson. I'm Sean from Coda Guitar and this is part 2 of a bit of classic rock flat picking. So Sunshiny Love by Cream. Part 1 was much more of a sort of beginner level version. This one we're just expanding the riff a little bit just to make it much closer to like the original song. It's adapted slightly because obviously we've got 3 strings missing, but it sounds pretty close. So if you've not been playing for that long, please check out part 1. Otherwise, we'll get straight into it. So just before we do, should we check if we're in tune? So we've got low G, middle D, and high G. Okay, so like I was saying in the previous video, this is actually completely the original key. It's in the key of D, so it works perfectly over the track. So once you've learnt all of this, you know, fire away, try and play along with the track on YouTube or get it out of your collection or what have you. So we're going to start with a bit of palm muting. Now, I won't cover any of the technical stuff in this video. If you want to figure out how to do any of these little elements, check out part 1. But even with distortion, we can really sort of dip the sound, the volume, by palm muting the opening riff. So that's just 7, 7, 5, 7, middle string, 7, 6, 5, open, middle string. You just get your hand up in position, so we're on finger 3, 7, finger 1, 5, same position, just step over to the middle string, fairly straightforward, open, drop down, first finger works well, do it all again. Okay, so that's the very first thing that happens. Play that twice, and then you can really open up the sound. So we can play power chords. So I'm barring with my 3rd finger across fret 3, and then I'm dropping down to fret 5. It's very clipped, so that was instead of 7, 7, 5, 7, it's power chord 7, 7, 5, 7, and instead of very sort of choppy, very clipped sounding, it works much better for this song. And so how you're doing that is you just strumming and relaxing the pressure like pretty early on. You can do that for all 4 strums there. So it's 7, 7, 5, 7. But then when we get onto the single notes, make those ring out. And then we can do another chord thing for the final variation of the riff. So we can go right up to fret 12, and you want to do another bar there. So it's like a sort of staggered strum through, and then fret 10 on the top string, fret 12 to finish off. So we've got 7, 7, 5, 7. That's it. And like I was saying in the previous video, what makes this so catchy is as much as the actual note choice is the riff, the timing as well. So it sounds like we're on the beat, off, back to on for those last 2 notes. On, off. You can also, on the longer drawn out notes, put a bit of vibrato on. which is just a string wobble. It's basically, if you've ever tried string bending, I mean, depending on how thick your strings are, to be honest, you might find it quite tough on cigar box guitars, because you know, it's more sort of slide based, isn't it? But you can get a little bit of sort of string bending going without knackering your fingers. So a vibrato is a bit like a sort of repeated set of mini bends which keep going at the same speed, so you actually create a bit of a rhythm or a bit of an oscillation. So it's the same movement where you clamped and you're actually trying to twist from your wrist. Sorry, try and twist from your elbow. Your elbow moves your wrist as opposed to sort of flexing your fingers. Your fingers stay still, whether you're pushing up or pulling down. And you can do, you'd have to push that one up. So you can try that. Do a little slide off because we're moving back, and that if you wanted to put that in, that's basically moving and relaxing the pressure, you know, so the note disappears somewhere around here, off, so you just hear it. But to be honest, vibrato and that little end slide, they sound great, you know, it really sort of brings it to life, so I'd recommend, you know, trying to get as good a sort of as authentic a sound as you can, but do that last. Learn the riff first, you know, get all the basic sort of mechanics, the coordination between both hands going, get the timing right, and then, you know, you can add this in on top. You can almost grind to a bit of a halt if you try and tackle too much at once. So when we've done that, we can go to the next riff, which is on G. And so I sort of recommended playing it like that in the previous video, but if we wanted to play power chords, it works quite nicely to be on fret 5 and 7. Just play 2 notes. Power chords often sound better with like lower strings, more bass. So we want to try and use this string if possible. So same deal, clip it. So you kind of just got to make sure that you're bridging round here, so that you're not catching with the underneath of your 3rd finger. So you've got to curl round like that. And then we're already up here to play those notes. I'm going to drop down to the low G there. So it's 7, 5, 7, looking at my 3rd finger, and then 7, 6, 5, open. Do that twice. Back to the first one. And so you do that twice as well. And then exactly the same as what we did in video 1 for the chorus, dead straightforward. Hopefully you can bar. If not, check out video 1. So we've got A, we've got C, and we've got G. And down, 3, 4, 1 strum. Do all that 3 times. And then at the end we've got a sort of staggered build. So that's, I'll just turn this off for a minute. So that's for entire 2 bars. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're off again. Okay, and so excluding the solo, which we're not going to tackle on 3 strings, particularly not the bass strings, it's going to be really, really tough. That's it. So structure is twice round the single note palm muted riff. And then twice round the full and that's the intro. And then the verse is another 4 times round the main and then move to G, twice round that, twice round that, back to the D. And then A, C, G, twice, sorry, 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got that staggered down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So yeah, I mean, if you can get to grips with that, have a play along with the track. Really good fun. And I was saying in the previous video, maybe try and slow it down a little bit to start with, because however easy a song appears to be, you're just in experience through teaching people face to face and what have you over Skype as well. Not many people can just rattle off a song straight away, you know. Learn the notes like that, learn the sequence, and then you're off playing up to speed with the song. Most songs, the vast majority of songs, are a lot faster when you try and play them than you think. You listen to a song and it might seem fairly steady, you know, but you try and play it and it's actually quite quick, because what often makes songs interesting, what makes them catchy, what makes them memorable, is they've got a bit of energy to them. You know, they're not kind of lazy and sort of holding back. You know, particularly rock stuff, it's often, you know, really sort of driving forward. So the chances are this one, somewhere close to 120, is probably going to be a bit quick. 120 BPM, that is probably going to be a little bit quick to start with. So if you can, something like a smartphone app, either music speed changer for Android or audio speed changer for iPhone. I mean, there's probably others out there. I'm in no way affiliated to them. It's just what I've noticed work well in sort of face-to-face lessons and things. Get those on your phone. Try and get hold of a copy of the track, like an MP3. Put it on your actual phone or put it on a sort of cloud storage, you know, like Dropbox, Google Drive or something, and you can open it in those applications and slow it down. So start off maybe about 70% and build it up from there, and that'll just allow you to play it in time. And you know, I'm talking about on and off beats, but you can just straight away hear the tune at a realistic tempo for you to be able to play along with, and then, you know, you just sort of build it from there, and it's really effective. You know, you just edge through the gears like 70%, 80%, 90%, and so on, and then you've got it. It'll sound nice and solid. Play it in a band. Because like I was saying in the other video, like the vast majority of like electric guitar based songs, like rock songs, are designed to be played in a band, you know, with a drummer, singer, bass player and what have you. So you've got to get your timing right. You know, that's absolutely crucial. Often overlooked. Don't overlook it, because it'll make your playing much better. So that's about it. I hope you found that lesson useful. We're going to do some more just sort of beginner level flat pick rock stuff, just for a bit of a change from the sort of blues fingerstyle. So watch this space over the next few days and stay safe, and look forward to seeing you here again soon on Coda Guitar.